In this video, I'll get you started drawing both interior and exterior spaces. This is the top of the stairs at my house. Find some place that's comfortable but interesting to draw. This clip is 4 times real speed, and I'm leaving the whole clip in here so you can see how I go about defining the space that I'm looking at. I started out with the wall on the right-hand side and the top of the stairs just to begin to frame the space. And I'm going for the big areas first, define the outside edges of things, and then go back and fill in some details. You can see that I don't get things right the first time. I oftentimes just leave the lines that are wrong right where they are because they help me to sort out what is right. I drew in eye level there because I realized that the bottom of the quilt is horizontal, and that's the level that my eye is at. This sketch is the framework for the next one that I drew. The next sketch is in my dining room. This is what the camera saw, and this is what my eye saw. Next, we'll switch gears and do an exterior structure. This is one of the places that I sketched. I sketched other places, but this is the one that was the most interesting to me. I took a photo at the gas station, but I made these sketches from my memory. And I'm going to make a couple more thumbnail sketches from memory. And I'll use a pen so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. This is how fast I actually draw. I hope you get the sense that I'm actually thinking while I'm drawing. I'm kind of planning ahead, especially drawing with a pen, I suppose, but I'm imagining something and trying to figure out what exactly is interesting about it and what do I need to do to convey the information that's in my head somewhere. This is really just a strange building. It is a building, but it doesn't really enclose any space. It's always hot there or cold there, and the rain blows right in. So it's kind of an odd thing. I like how the landscape blurs right into the building. Maybe that's why I chose this place for my sketch. That sign isn't really on that side of the building. I'm just making this up as I go. I'm making a composition from the visual elements that do exist in the real world. When I draw this, I'm going to add value, and for me the most important visual interest in this is the relationship of the value in the sky, the underside of the roof, and the shadow on the ground that it casts. So I'm going to indicate some of that as I'm sketching. The process of making this sketch is helping me to sort out what visually matters in this scene and what I'm actually going to draw. In this version, I put the convenience store in and changed the angle of the roof. I changed the vantage point. I'm a little farther away from the roof. I think I like the other one better. These thumbnails don't look like much, but they're really important for me to do. It really helped me to sort out what was important in the final drawing that I was going to make next. Once again, it's hard to see the lines that I'm drawing, but watch the end of the pencil. And you'll see that I'm effectively drawing this the same way that I made the thumbnail sketches a few minutes ago. I'm lightly but very confidently blocking in the main features of this drawing. This sketch is on 12 by 18 paper. I'm only going to use this wooden pencil and another pencil with a softer lead to do this drawing. Once I have the drawing blocked in, I use an eraser and make all the lines lighter. That way they're not in the way when I start drawing. This is my soft pencil with the tip at an angle, so I can make broad lines and thin lines just by switching how I hold the pencil. Don't press too hard with a hard pencil onto the surface because you'll emboss the paper. First, I won't be able to get these lines off, and then when I draw over it, they'll still show. Here's the layout complete on my sketch, and I need to get some lines straight. They're straight enough the way I drew them, but I actually want to make sure that they're precise enough so that it works as a building. So I'll use the edge of this piece of paper to draw some very straight lines. And they won't look like that when I finish, but they're a good guideline. The next thing I'll do is, just like I did with the value studies, I'll go with midtones, and then here I'm going back to light first, but eventually I'll get straight to the darkest part of the drawing. I actually find this relaxing. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing, and I really do like drawing, so I enjoy this part. There are trees in the far distance in a cornfield along the edge of the road. I'm being very precise, but I'm not trying to be perfect. I want this to be drawn by my hand, not by a pencil on a straight edge. The edge of the underside of the roof is defined by a value change. The line that I'm drawing here is reinforcing just the front edge of where that value switches. I'm simply indicating what things are by making suggestive marks with the pencil. This is a bright day without any atmospheric haze, and I remember the distant trees being just about as dark as the shadow cast by the roof. Before I finish, I'll use the kneaded eraser to pull back some of the paper highlights that were blurred or smudged a little bit as I drew. I hope that watching me work has helped you to get started on your project.